Welcome. My name is Christina Sorrentino. We're individually going to kind of introduce ourselves so that you can see our faces, hear our roles, what we do, and then go through this brief PowerPoint. And then at the end, there is a Q&A portion where you can chat your questions and we can answer anything that we don't provide to you during the meeting. Jen, you want to go?
Sure. Hi, everyone, and welcome. My name is Jennifer McLaughlin. I'm the Executive Director of Student Advising and Success, and I'm happy to answer your questions tonight. Thanks for joining us.
My name is Christina Sorrentino. Like I said, I am the Assistant Director of Student Advising and Success. I work with all students at Sacred Heart University. I work with the whole staff to promote different advising initiatives. I advise some exploratory students, some students who were in programs and have changed to different programs, and pretty much anybody that's looking for some extra support.
Hi, my name is Greg Cancio. I'm a Student Success Coordinator for the Office of Student Advising and Success. While I wear many hats, especially during different times of the year, a day-to-day can be working with students, time management, organizational skills, helping them build their schedules, and just kind of being like an advocate and a student support while they're here. So I'm looking forward to meeting, your students when they come in August.
Elizabeth Gomez is not in our office today, but she is another success coordinator who is available to meet with any student at Sacred Heart for various in various areas, and we're going to talk about a lot of those in the next couple minutes.
Hi, everyone. I am Kristen Commander, and I am the part-time and transfer student advisor. So I have a lot of similar roles like Greg and Liz. I do primarily work with our part-time and transfer population, but I'm very excited to be here tonight and to get to speak to all of you.
So Greg and I are kind of talk about a lot of different supports that we provide. This is obviously a brief synopsis of that. And how students can reach out to us and what they can reach out to us for. Our big one that our success coordinators work with students on is time management and organizational skills, test taking strategies, stress reduction, all things that can be heightened when you're a first year student living away from home and figuring out how to navigate college. That can look different for each student. We very much meet students where they're at, depending on where their needs are, what they need to focus on most. Some students want to come and see us once and they feel that they, just wanted to have a touch point and they have things navigated and they're all set. Some students want to see us regularly, whether that be weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, and have regular check-ins with us, just to kind of talk about classes, how they're doing, what they're struggling with, what they like and don't like, just to have a connection of someone to, bounce questions off of. Hey, I'm thinking about, pursuing this in the future. Hey, I'm really interested in this class. What does that look like? So just kind of run things by someone regularly. Greg, jump in at any point. I don't want to speak for you. He can talk a lot about the time management and organization and the one-to-one support. As a success coordinator for us for a while now, he meets with a lot of students at Sacred Heart. So yeah.
Yeah, thank you, Christina. To kind of I'll go off what Christina was mentioning. And like I kind of in my introduction I mentioned it's about wearing different hats. So, time management, organizational skills is a big part of it, especially early on in early stages of the transition. I know in high school there could be time management and organizational skills that worked for that case, that workload. So kind of looking at what worked and maybe what we can improve upon and change to reflect a college schedule is something that I work with students often. and just seeing, kind of, again, meeting them and what works for them, but also making some recommendations about how the college atmosphere might look like. Also, in terms of studying and testation strategies, kind of very similar. Some studying and testation strategies that worked in high school might need to be, tweaked and improved upon, and maybe altered in ways that maybe reflect the college atmosphere, and kind of just working on that. Like Christina said, that the stress reduction techniques. While we do have a wellness center on campus, my students that do come to me often build a trust with me, and sometimes not everything's an emergency, but just being like, hey, Greg, I'm having a bad week. What do you suggest how I maybe how to approach these things? Also, during the registration time of the year, we do help students with how to use their SPA. SPA is a program that students use to register themselves. We can help kind of guide them about what the courses they should be taking, how to plan them out, and give them a tutorial on how to register on their registration date. We do help students with that. I can talk about certain university policies and procedures if need be. General academic support. All my students know that if there's a question that maybe I don't handle per se, I can find the person to handle them. So I'm kind of that go-to person, as well as, exactly, referring them to various campus resources. So I meet with students on so we meet with students as a student success on the basis that the student needs us. So sometimes I meet students week to week, or bi-weekly, or on a needs basis. But I think the big thing is for them to come in when everything is going right, just to know that they have an advocate, a support person, when things are good, when things are normal, when things are maybe not as good, and maybe they don't feel like that things are going exactly what they anticipated. So there's not a wrong or there's not a wrong time to come see us.
Yeah. One thing that Greg brought up was SPA, student planning and advising. As you are aware, incoming freshmen receive their schedules for their first semester. You heard a lot about that orientation, both your student and in the parent and guardian sessions. We do this so that students are entering college in the area that they're wishing to, in courses that help them receive their degree. So some of those classes that they're in might not make some sense to them, but they're all meeting requirements that they need to take in order to graduate and receive their degree, and also graduate on time. After the first semester, that is when they start using student planning and advising. Student planning and advising also has their mid-semester grades as well as their final grades, and it's something they become very familiar with throughout their time here. But within student planning and advising, they can have a breakdown of the classes that they're taking, what those classes mean, what requirements they meet, how many credits they're getting, and so on and so forth. Obviously, that's a bit overwhelming for some students that don't know how to navigate it. So that's where we come in. It's not just where they register, it's a multitude of information that will be imperative for them to know. So we like them to be familiar with that. So they know how to get there, what it looks like, and what they can find when they're there. Obviously, they can be juniors and still have questions and come see us, but we like them to really start understanding how to navigate it and what's there early on, so that they're, not as confused for their first time registering, come spring semester. So just to give you like a timeline idea, registration for the spring semester, so their second semester, is traditionally the first or second week in November. So we host sessions to prepare them for that. What registration looks like, courses that they should be taking, if they are an exploratory student, courses that are their interest and will meet requirements. So there's a lot of supports in the advising aspect as well that we provide outside of, time management and organization. So we're pretty much a one-stop shop. We want students to know that if there are questions and they need support, whether it be immediate or for long-term, major, minor, all that kind of stuff, we can help them, to the best of our ability. And if, like Greg said, if we can't, we can connect them to the right people. I think we hit all of those, right, Greg?
Yeah, and you know what, to add, in our office, we're located in the second floor of Martiri. There, we have offices in the suite. Students can come and do their homework here. There's like tables, they can just relax. There's bagels downstairs. Students come get their bagels, eat their breakfast. We have a Keurig, so if they want coffee and have coffee with me, they're more than welcome to do that. So it's also a place where they can kind of just get away from maybe some of the craziness and kind of just regroup, rest, and also ask questions because we'll all be here during that Monday through Friday timeline.
Perfect. Chris, you want to go to the next slide? Thank you. Okay. So this information was provided at orientation. So you might have seen it already. It's just a refresher for anybody that still may have questions on their schedules that they were provided, if they think that they are in a class that they have already received credit for and that hasn't been updated, or they want to change their major from business to exercise science and they need all new classes. This is where we are asking students to make those changes or those requests. So you can scan the QR code and fill out the form that pertains to your request. It gives a breakdown of, if you have credit, if you have a time conflict, whatever it is, and kind of give us a synopsis of what that looks like so that we then can work on making those changes to the best of our abilities. We can't always guarantee that a student gets the class that they want, but we can guarantee that they're in a course that meets a requirement and will have them, help them pursue towards their degree. So definitely use that if you still need it.
I just want to jump in because we've been getting a lot of emails from students who got their AP scores, which is fantastic. Congratulations to those of you who scored 4s or 5s. Just to clarify, for your AP scores, make sure that you have the official scores sent from the College Board to the Sacred Heart admissions office. Those scores will make their way to us, right? So they go from the admissions office to the registrar's office, they get reviewed, and then the registrar's office lets us know when a student has credit for an AP, for a course that they're currently registered for. So we just ask for your patience right now. You got your scores, and that's great, but we don't have your scores yet. So once we have those scores, I promise that all of you who have 4s and 5s will get those credits. They may not necessarily be the equivalent to a specific Sacred Heart requirement, but you'll still earn credits for those courses. So, don't be frustrated if you thought you were going to not have to take a course. Now you have to take a course, but because you'll still get the credits. And all those credits can be helpful, as we talked about at orientation, for you to be able to choose a major, maybe choose a minor, maybe a double major, do an internship, right? It frees up some opportunities for you if you have those credits. So don't be discouraged if you thought you were going to be able to get credit for your first year writing seminar because you took an English composition course or a first year writing course or first year seminar course. You have to take your first year writing course at Sacred Heart, but you will get credit for those other courses. So the process works, I promise. We don't want anybody taking a course they already earned credit for. So we just ask for your patience, and we will definitely let you all know when your new revised schedules are available.
Thanks, Jen. I think we can go to the next slide. Thank you. Okay, so this is important, whether you want to take a picture of it so that you have it moving forward. The QR code takes you specifically to our contact information on the website. So if Greg said something that you're interested in hearing more of, I did, Jen did, Kristen did, that QR code will give you our specific contact information. So definitely just keep that so that you maybe not think of something now, but down the road, you want to talk to somebody about advising initiatives, you can absolutely reach out to me. But for general overview questions, our email is studentsuccess@sacredheart.edu. We all have access to that. You are able to reach out at any time and any one of us can respond. For specific questions on schedules, freshman registration is what we use for the time being. So please reach out there. And then lastly, if you have accommodation questions about your student receiving accommodations once they're here on campus, please reach out to accessibility@sacredheart.edu, and their office can assist you in that. Otherwise, I think now we were going to have a Q&A portion. If anybody has questions that they want to ask right now, we would be happy to do that.
And we did get a question from Tracy. So she had asked if we take ECE classes as electives in the chat.
So ECE courses, so for those of you who are from Connecticut, would be courses where you earn college credit for through UConn usually. But a lot of you I know are coming in with dual enrollment credits from schools that are closer to where you're from. We do accept college credit. You need to have earned a C or better in your courses in order for those credits to transfer. We need an official transcript from the college or university that's issuing the credit. So just like if you have AP scores and you have the College Board send the official scores to Sacred Heart, you just need to go to the registrar's website at that college or university, and you'll see you can order a transcript there and you have it sent to Sacred Heart. Same process. The transcript arrives in the registrar's office reviews the transcript and then posts the credits, not the grades, just the credits, to your new Sacred Heart transcript. And again, if they see that you have credits for a course like pre-calculus or intro to psychology or a course in theology, right? They send us an email to let us know that Jack Smith has credit for psychology and it's on his fall schedule. Can you please make a change? And we will make that change, and we will let Jack Smith know through a Sacred Heart email that he should look for his revised schedule on student planning and advising on SPA. So that's a great question. We again encourage you to send those transcripts in, being patient because it does take time to process all of them. But we want to make sure that you're not in a course that you've already earned credit for. So it might be an elective course, right? If you took a U.S. history course, it's not going to fulfill the foundational core history requirement, but it is going to fulfill a different requirement. So there's always a good reason to send in your dual degree credit.
Thanks, Jen. Are there any other questions? I do want you all to know that we have recorded this session and we are going to send it to all participants that had signed up. So you will have this for the future. And obviously, if you think of things to reach out, you know, we have all of those. We provide you with all the QR codes and all of our contact information. So it's totally fine if you don't have anything right now. But moving forward, you know how to get in touch with us and who to reach out to specifically, you know, for specific questions. But otherwise, if there aren't any questions, we will be here throughout the summer. You are more than welcome to reach out and contact us, come see us if you're in the area, and let us know what we can do. We're excited for your students to start in the fall. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you everyone so much.
Thanks, everyone.
Amy has her hand raised. So, Amy?
I think
Amy, do you want to ask your question in the chat? Or we could allow her mic.
Let's see.
I think I can do that. It won't let me do that. Sorry, I was trying to allow your mic, but it won't let me do it. Yeah, if you want to ask your question in the chat, you absolutely can do that. And whoever else is has their questions answered, you are free to hang up from this, and we will send the recording within the next day or two, and it'll come from our student success email, so you can be on the lookout for that.
Amy, I think I made it so that you can turn your mic on if you'd like. I think I was able to, if that's easier. Yeah, I
It-
should be able, let me try that for Gina as well. Okay, I think I made it so I allowed the mic, so you should be able to turn it on to ask your question. Or
Yeah, it says the mic is on. So Gina, you should be able to access your mic and you can ask your question.
Or if you
Everybody should,
see,
right?
you should also see that Q&A icon with the little bubble with the question mark.
Right up at
That's
the
where you
top.
can also chat in a question as well if it's easier. Or feel free also, you could see there there's also the student success at sacredheart.edu. You can always email us any questions. Let's see.
Directly.
Okay, so it looks like there's a question. I have a note from orientation. They get assigned academic advisors over the summer. Would that be someone from your department?
I can answer that. It pertains to your student's major. And for now, our office works with any academic advising questions, and then their advisor will be assigned before they get here in the fall. So we ensure that students are provided academic advisors within their program of study. So right now, we answer all the advising questions, but once they are here, they will have a specific academic advisor within their school.
Basically, what's happening is that we've been working in our office on making the changes that students have been requesting since orientation started in June. And once we get through the majority of those, then we'll send the requests for major change and college change. We'll get those all squared away so that we can send a good solid list to each of the colleges. And then once they have those lists, they're going to start assigning advisors to their advisees. And that process is probably going to really start next week. So we'll probably start sending a list to colleges early next week. And then it'll be up to the colleges to assign those advisors. But the goal is to make sure that before you arrive in August, you have your academic advisor assigned. But Christina is totally right. Any questions that you have about your schedules or your programs, you can start with our office. As we've all been saying, if we don't have the answer to your question, we are really good at finding the person who does and connecting you with that person. So you can absolutely start with us, and then we're happy to collect any information that we can't answer on our own.
Any other questions? If not, we're going to go ahead and end the session, and we will send out the Zoom, like I said, and please feel free to reach out to us with specific questions to either us directly or to the student success email. But thank you so much for being with us tonight, and we're excited for everybody to start in the fall.
Thanks, everybody. See you
Have a
soon.
great night.
Bye.